Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be Q&A part 2. So if you haven't already watched part 1, then go and check that one out. That one's more relationships, career, parenting. This one is more kind of generic questions, so not ones that go into a particular category, and then ones about like health and weight loss. So let's get started. Number 1, do you feel guilty for eating too much carbs or too much pasta and rice? I don't feel guilty for it. What you need to remember is calories per 1 gram of protein or calories per 1 gram of carbohydrate are the same. So you don't need to feel guilty. It's all about trying to get the balance right. So if you're following Slimming World, that would be having your 1/3 speed food on the plate. Therefore, you would naturally eat less amount of the carbs. Sometimes I think, oh, I've gone really carb heavy today and I just feel bloated. I don't feel guilty. And then I might have no pasta or rice or potato with my evening meal. But I eat a lot of carbs and I love them. So I did used to do xxxx SP quite a lot ages ago before I was pregnant, and I did used to get good weight losses on that, and I did used to feel slimmer just because I was less bloated, but you need to try and let go of any guilt feelings when it comes to food, because it's just really not a good thing to have in your life. Food is there to be enjoyed. You need food to live, you know. We all have days where we overeat. It's normal, so try not to beat yourself up. But no, I don't feel guilty. What do I normally eat for lunch? So at the moment it's different, because that 2 hours that I get while the boys nap, I'm trying to do things like this. I'm trying to clean, cook, etc. So I'm just having quick things. So loads of jacket potatoes, tuna with low-fat mayo and sweet corn. Omelettes I always eat a lot of. I've gone back to having sandwiches as well. So the Chrysalis bread, where you get 3 slices of the wholemeal one with like ham or cheese, and then I'll send some Branston pickle. What else do I have? Sometimes I just eat the boys' food. So if I make something for them and they've not eaten it all, I'll eat that. Pasta and tuna and mayo, that type of thing. So yeah, I love all those types of lunches, anything quick and easy. How often am I working out, and what are my favourite workouts? So before the lockdown, I was working out probably about 4 times a week, sometimes possibly 5 at an absolute push, but normally about 4 times a week. My favourite types of workouts, if I was going to the gym, I do classes. I don't really like to just work out in the gym on my own. I just find it boring. So I do body pump, which is weights. I do combat, which is like punches and kicks, which I really like. Quite a good stress buster. I like to do body attack. I don't like body attack. I like how I feel after I've done it, but I don't particularly like it. And I did a really good abs class. I do like legs, bums and tums. I sometimes do spinning. Not a massive spinning fan. Any other classes? Oh, and the boxing one. The boxing one's my favourite. I love boxing. It's amazing. If you just feel like you've had a bit of a rubbish day, just go and punch a punch bag. It's very cathartic. So and then at home, so during lockdown, I'm just walking. So I'll go for a walk probably 5 days out of 7. Or if I'm not going out for a walk on my own, then I go out for a walk with the boys. Then obviously I get exercise just running around them, you know, running around after them. And then I have been doing some online workouts. So I just type body pump into YouTube, or I do Davina. I really want to check out Results with Lucy as well. I know a lot of people rave about that. Any other workouts I do, they're kind of it really. They're the main ones. How do I stay motivated to eat well? I get asked this a lot. I don't necessarily need to be motivated anymore, because this is the way that I eat. Because I've eaten for this way for so long, it's my lifestyle. Obviously it's not a diet. I don't diet. I just eat healthy, and that's how I enjoy to eat, and that's, you know, what makes me feel good. So I suppose they're the things that motivate me, is that A, I enjoy it, B, I feel better for it, and C, it helps me to maintain my happy weight. And also, you know, I don't eat well all the time, so don't think that, you know, I'm perfect with my food, because I'm absolutely not. You know, there'll be days where I go way over on sins and I don't care anymore. I just say, oh well, next day I'll just get back on track. So and I don't want to go back to how I used to feel, and that definitely keeps me focused. Did I have an overhang after my C-section? I've been quite lucky really with my twin pregnancy, and I think that's probably because I exercised right up until about 30 weeks. I had them early, but right up until about that point I was still walking, I was still doing body pump. It was all safe, absolutely fine. I got the, you know, go ahead from my GP to do it all because I was already doing it. Certain exercises I didn't do, obviously, like sit-ups and things like that. It became quite hard sometimes to get back up, you know. It was a bit like Humpty Dumpty trying to roll off a bridge trying to get back up off my bench after body pump. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed exercising still when I was pregnant, yoga, you know, all those sorts of things. And then I had an emergency C-section, and I didn't exercise until it was, you know, approved. So I waited for, it was at least about 16 weeks, I think. It feels like a lifetime ago, you know, now. But I haven't got, you know, like the pouch that some people ask me about. I haven't necessarily got that, but I have got quite a lot of loose skin, and I have got diastasis recti, where your stomach muscles split. So I've got like a gap all in the middle of my stomach muscles. So yeah, I don't necessarily have that kind of, what did they refer to it as? Like an overhang. I don't necessarily have that, like low down, but I've definitely got a lot of loose skin and split muscles. So yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. I've got my boys, so it's fine. How is my body post-birth? So we're quite a lot post-birth now. We're 19 months post-birth. And has my diastasis recti recovered? No, it's definitely still there. However, I feel like the gap is closing very slowly. This is you know, I don't know what the right word is. It's not painfully slow because it doesn't hurt, but you're gonna need a lot of patience. It's gonna take a long time for it to heal, if it heals at all. It's a case of doing quite simple exercises. So if you go too hard and you do loads of ab work, you can actually make it worse. So I saw a physio for mine, and she just gave me these like really basic exercises. I can't say that I'm doing them a lot, to be perfectly honest. I just find that walking helps with your core, yoga, Pilates, all those sorts of things can help with your core. Or if you go onto YouTube and just type in diastasis recti exercises, find someone that's good, that's, you know, a professional and has got a lot of views, and then you can always do some of the exercises from those videos. So going on to more kind of like general ones now. What will I do different after this pandemic? I've been asked this quite a lot, and I think for me, I've always appreciated people anyway, but I'll appreciate them even more. So I won't take anybody for granted. My family, my friends, you know, I just desperately miss them. And you know, like it's almost like physical pain when you're not seeing them. It does feel like that gut-wrenching, like sick feeling that you're not seeing people and that you miss them, and that they're missing out on the boys and the boys are missing them. You know, that hurts me more than myself missing people. I definitely find this slower pace of life has been interesting. I am quite a fast-paced person. I'm always doing something, I'm always on the go. So not being able to do that, it does force you to actually just stop and take things in more. I'm really enjoying just going out for walks and seeing all the pretty trees and the flowers, and you know, I think it makes you realise that things can be a lot simpler. You know, you can just go in the garden and play, it's fine, like it's still fun to be spending time together no matter what you're doing. So they're the main things that I'll be taking away from it personally. Have I ever regretted starting YouTube? You sometimes get undeserved negativity. So my only regret with YouTube is that I didn't start it earlier. So yes, you can get negativity, and yes, you know, that does happen, but that would never make me regret starting. I do this because I enjoy it, and most people are lovely. So yeah, my only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. So if it's something you're thinking about, just do it. Like, don't ever let the thought of someone else, you know, not liking what you do stop you from doing anything you want to do. You know, don't sacrifice your happiness for other people. Just, if you want to do it, go for it and just do it. So first thing that I'm going to eat or drink after lockdown, probably Nando's. And in terms of drink, I'm missing my skinny cappuccinos from Costa. And then in terms of alcohol, definitely porn style martini, because we all know that they're my favourite. Is there any advice that I would give my 16-year-old self? So I try not to look back and have regrets, because at the end of the day, what's the point in worrying about things that have gone? There's nothing you can do about it. It's important to just try and look ahead. But if I could go back in time and speak to 16-year-old me, I'd probably just tell her to not worry. Like I said about YouTube, like, don't worry about what people think. You know, I did used to care a lot about what people thought a very long time ago when I was insecure. I was struggling with my weight. I was in a relationship by the time I was 16, probably not the best relationship ever, but you know, we all go through those relationships, don't we? And they teach us stuff, so it's fine. And that's why I don't think I would really change many of the things that I've done in my past, because that's what makes you who you are now. So I'll probably just say to her, just, you know, not worry too much about what other people think. Do what makes you happy, and yeah, just know that everything's going to be okay. You know, have that positive outlook, which I evolved into. I wish I had it more then. And just go for it. Just do what you want to do and what makes you happy. So, first thing I'm going to do after lockdown. So after seeing my family and friends, it'll probably just be something really boring, like going to the gym and taking the boys to see their friends and to their playgroups, because they love them. They love them, and you know, they're not getting to do any of those things, and I feel really bad for them. They probably haven't got a clue. I think Grayson is getting a bit bored and a bit frustrated. But yeah, definitely for me, just gym and then doing things that the boys love to do. So, and then I'll do all the other stuff. So I'll do all the, like, the nails and things like that everybody else is dying to do as well. What would be my dream job? This is a really hard one. All throughout my life, I've had different ideas of what I would like to do. When I was younger, I did quite a lot of like musicals and acting and things like that. And then my brother became the most amazing singer, and I was like, oh god, I can't sing anywhere near that, you know, to his standard. So I stopped doing that sort of thing, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and get a business degree, get that behind me, and then if I choose to pursue that side of, you know, the things that I used to enjoy, like drama, acting, that type of thing, then I will. But of course, by that time, I was 3 years into my degree. I'd done 2 years at college, and I just thought, oh, God, I can't do that anymore. You know, I can't get up and sing, and I can't act in front of people, and I just lost my confidence with it, which is a shame, really. And that's probably why I enjoy doing this. And this took me a long time to do. You know, I had my camera for ages, and I just worried so much about doing it. It was so stupid. But yeah, I'd probably do something like TV presenting. You know, I really love Holly Willoughby, and I love watching things like This Morning. I enjoy watching things like Loose Women. You know, I think Stacey's been like a breath of fresh air on Loose Women. So anything like that, really. I'd love to do something like that. And then another dream, it's just to be the best mom that I could be, really. That was my dream, wasn't it? And I'm living that dream. So yeah, that's probably my best answer to that question. Favourite Netflix series? Oh god, this is hard. So in terms of box sets in general, I am a massive fan. So I don't really do silence. So if I'm in the kitchen, I'll have a box set on. If I'm in bed, I'll have a box set on. If I'm in the bath, I'll have a box set on. I've seen loads, absolutely loads and loads and loads. Old school, obviously things like Prison Break, I loved. What else? So recently, at the moment, I'm watching Money Heist on Netflix. Ozark, I've watched The Sinner. I've seen loads. This is a whole other video for me to talk about different box sets. If you'd like to see a video about TV recommendations and box sets, then give me a shout, because honestly, I could probably write a book on it. I could talk about it for hours. So if you'd like to see a video on that, then let me know, because that's certainly something I could do. Okay, so next question. Any more house plans? At the moment, we just want to get our kitchen extension finished. So obviously we're in the midst of a lockdown. Materials were an issue and things like that. Our builder actually works alone, and he has done from day one. He's never worked with anybody else. He does everything himself. He's amazing. So technically now, a lot of the builders have gone back to work. There's building work happening all over the place, which I can't really get my head around because a lot of them aren't then social distancing, are they? Whereas my builder works completely alone, is outside, he's not entering our actual house, he's nowhere near us, so potentially he could start doing that again. Even if we just got the windows in, that would be great. So, but yeah, I mean, that's going to take, you know, probably 3 times longer now than what it should have done, but it's just one of those things. I'm not stressing about it. After that, house plans, not really, probably more garden. So we want to get the garden looking really nice. Obviously, the extension has taken up quite a lot of the garden. The grass is ruined, so I don't know, maybe possibly artificial grass. Have any of you got it? What do you think? The alternative is to try and get it to grow again, so putting loads of seeds down and stuff, but I just don't know if that's ever going to happen. It's always been rubbish. I find with new builds, a lot of the grass isn't great, unfortunately. But after that, no more house plans. Would you consider tattoo removal? Yeah, I would. If I could click my fingers and get rid of them, then I would. But it's quite a painful process and it's just finding the time. So I've got quite a few, so it takes quite a long time to get rid of them all. I think the one on my shoulder is the one that is more exposed. Everywhere else you don't really see that often. But yeah, I would. It's something I've thought about, but I'm not bothered enough to kind of do something about it. If I could trade places with someone for the day, who would I trade places with? So this was referring to a celebrity. So like if you could live in their shoes for the day. I don't really know. I think it'd be really cool to be someone like Beyonce, you know, to be able to dance, to be able to sing, to do one of her music videos or one of her performances. Every time I've watched her, I'm just like, my jaw's just on the floor and I'm like, this woman is unbelievable. Or to be able to sing like Adele, Lady Gaga, you know, all these like captivating women. I think that must be incredible. What else? I don't know, I found this really, really hard. I saw it when it came in on my stories and I was like, oh my God, I don't actually know. Possibly Victoria Beckham, so I could have David as my husband. But no, probably someone like Beyonce. I think that would be pretty cool. And she's got twins, so you know, we'd have a lot in common. Hey guys, so it's now Monday. Obviously I had to cut the video, sorry about that. But then we did dinner, bath, we did a Zoom, and yeah, just had a really fun evening, so I didn't get a chance to finish the video. I will finish it now though, so let's crack on. The next question was about The Secret. So do I believe in The Secret? Do I read The Secret? Yes, so years ago I was on holiday and I read The Secret and it was like a light bulb went off in my brain. I just really clicked with it, and I watched the film as well, and it's just about gratitude and it's about the law of attraction and thinking positively, visualizing what you want to get out of life. And yeah, it just really, really appealed to me, and I just think it's a really, really good way to live. So if you've never read The Secret or watched the film, it's on Netflix, then check it out. How do you deal with negative comments? Lots of questions around the same subject. So how do I deal with trolling, negativity and all of that? The thing is, you can't always take it personally because they don't actually know you. They only see certain things on stories, they only see snippets of photographs. They don't actually know you as a person, and they don't interact with you. They're not your friend, they're not your family, they're not your colleague. And it's just their opinion, and I really love the quotes or the sayings that other people's opinions about you are none of your business, and opinions aren't facts. Like, they're just not. And sometimes I just find things that I read hilarious, so I never ever go on these disgusting websites that exist, and I never ever would read anything on those ever again, and I haven't done for a long time. So first of all, you have to distance yourself from it massively. Then if they bring it to you, or say for example onto Instagram, just ignore it. Like, don't get involved in a battle because there's just no point. So ignore, block, forget it, and just move on. So a lot of the times I'll just find things hilarious. So they'll be that ridiculous. Like, for example, someone messaged me the other day and they were like, do do you know that there's a rumour going around that you were sacked from Slimming World? And I literally burst out laughing because it was that ridiculous. Like, why would I still talk about Slimming World if I was sacked? Why would they have sacked me? You know, I was really successful, and yeah, I am going to blow my own trumpet on that because it was my passion and I loved it. I loved my members, I loved my team. And you know, they were a really successful team. I have emails from the managing directors, I have them from the field managers, I have them from my district manager, all saying that I'm welcomed back. If I was sacked, how would I have all of those things? Like, they're so ridiculous, and I could prove it like that. And I just find it funny that people have to make up these ridiculous like rumours or gossip when, like, have you not got better things to do? Like, really? Especially now, I just think. So yeah, either laugh about it like Stacey Solomon, she calls them Susans and she finds it all really funny. Rosie Ramsey finds it hilarious as well. These are people that I follow, and I just, you know, think they deal with it really well. Ignore it, block it, move on. You know, don't worry about it. Certainly don't let it change who you are. I also think that someone asked me, do I get upset? No, I don't get upset. There's only one time where I did get really upset and I had to involve the police. That was a while ago now, but since then nothing's necessarily upset me. I can get mad. I honestly, guys, like, I am the nicest person. I'm so kind. I get on with a lot of people. It takes a lot to get me angry, but I've got no problem sticking up for myself whatsoever if I feel that something is unjust. But when it comes to social media, there's no point. Like, they're anonymous accounts 99% of the time, so there's just no point. And everyone else is so lovely. You know, you've just got to think, actually, I'm an all right person. You know, I don't go out of my way to hurt people. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to make mistakes, and just get on with your life. Like, if you can sleep at night and you've got your morals, you're happy, you're not hurting anyone, don't worry about it. But like I say, most people are lovely, like really kind. I get more angry on behalf of others. So I watch things like Bobby Norris getting trolled, homophobic, disgusting, vile comments. That really angers me. He's trying to get laws passed against trolling. A girl that I follow, the other day I saw some stories where she was being trolled. She was reading it, which is always a mistake in my opinion, because then it's going to affect you. Like, if you read stuff, then you're giving them that bit of power, and it had power over her life, and that really upset me to think that these people could be getting to her and affecting her so badly. That really did bother me. So yeah, I get more upset on behalf of others really than myself. I think because I'm older and I've got my husband, I've got my friends, I've got my family, and the number one thing in my life, my boys, I just think, oh God, like, what a shame. Like, I don't feel sorry for them, but I feel sad. I feel sad that they are filling their time by going and talking about people that they don't know. That is quite upsetting. And I'm sure a lot of them are nice people. You know, a lot of them are mothers, a lot of them are grandmothers. A lot of them have got probably lovely families and lovely friends, but there's something missing, because to go on and to do these really horrible comments to people, it's not actually normal. It isn't normal. You can have opinions, like I said, you know, you can go and gossip with your friends or whatever, but does it need to be printed? Does it need to be out there anonymously for other people to read? I personally don't think so. It is possible to read something that you don't agree with and just carry on. You don't have to be offended by everything. You can just let people live their lives. So yeah, I could talk about this subject for ages, but I'm not going to. I think we will leave it there. Just do you. What celebrities inspire you? Gary Vee is a big inspiration of mine. You know, Gary Vee talks quite a lot about trolling, but he's an entrepreneur, he's a businessman, he's a very intelligent guy, but he's like really streetwise as well, very straight talking. he basically says F-U-C-K to trolls or haters. Don't ever let them hold you back. I love listening to his podcasts. They really motivate me and inspire me. So yeah, he'd be the first person that would come to mind for me. Favourite meal, Slim and Willed and non-Slim and Willed. My favourite types of food, whether they're Slim and Willed or not, are Indian, Mexican, and I just love like fillet steak, chips and peppercorn sauce. And you can do both of those, either Slim and Willed or non-Slim and Willed. What makes you laugh the most? My brother makes me laugh out loud a lot. My brother-in-law makes me laugh out loud a lot as well. My husband, Chris, he's also really funny, which is annoying for me to admit, but he is. And then at the moment, do you know what I find really funny? TikTok. So I always associate TikTok with like my niece and nephew, so like 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 16-year-olds, but just recently, definitely since lockdown, more and more older people are going on it. So there's people way older than me that are on it. There's people my age, there's younger people, but I just love scrolling through. It gives you that really good feeling, like just a couple of seconds going through and you see all these lovely videos of people dancing. I love the ones where it's the kids and the parents dancing together. I just think they're so cute. I love singing, I love dancing. I can't do either very well, but I love it, and yeah, they just make me feel happy. I just really like watching them. I think they're a really good positive thing to, you know, have out in the world right now. What else? Would I recommend taking toddlers to Disney? Yeah, I mean, obviously they don't really have a full understanding of the whole Disney experience, but it can be hard work because they're not going to walk. If they're toddlers, they're not going to walk all day. You will still need to take a stroller. And when they get tired, if you've not bought your own food and you have to go to a restaurant, that can be quite challenging, especially with two. So there were parts of Disney that were quite stressful. If you're going on your own, just you and your children, which we did to the one park, to Magic Kingdom, it was quite difficult. It was, but it was still nice, but it was a little bit challenging. When we went to Animal Kingdom, where my parents came and Martin and Kylie came as well, and the boys, that was lovely because there was just that little bit more help. So, you know, it is a long day, it's hot. So just bear all those things in mind. You're better off taking your own food with toddlers. When they're older, obviously they are going to understand it a lot better, but it was still fantastic. It was still an experience that I'm really grateful for. It wasn't the best timing, but it was still fab, and I still definitely want to go back. Favourite loungewear? So I bought some the other day from Glamify. It came up as a sponsored post, like an ad on Instagram, and I thought, well, they look nice and they're really good quality. I love them, and they're short sleeve because right now I don't want really thick, heavy ones. I also like my loungewear from Boohoo, and then just like Tesco's and, you know, Primark and places like that do really good loungewear. Pyjamas, I get a lot of my pyjamas from Next, and then I wear a lot of gym clothes, so just gym stuff. Favourite retail shop on High Street? River Island is probably my number one, and then I'd say number 2 Zara, number 3 Topshop. Don't mind a bit of new look, and obviously I like Primark. And then current weight, so height and weight. It's a little bit of a tricky one to talk about because obviously you don't want people comparing their height and weight to yours because everybody is in different proportions. Like my top half is smaller than my bottom half. My bottom half, i.e. my bottom and my thighs, are bigger than my arms and like my chest area. So we all carry weight differently. The lowest I've been is 9'3" from what I can remember, but that wasn't a very, you know, great time in my life, and that was a long time ago now. And I did look pretty slim then, and I got told that I didn't look great because I looked a bit ill. And then I have been, obviously 9'7" was my target, and then my wedding day I was around 9'10", but I was working out a lot. Hen do I was around 9'10", and then I had been sitting more kind of around 10'2", 10'4", and then when I got back from Florida, and then during this whole like pandemic that we're going through, obviously it's been more full on. I don't have any like day where I'm not with the boys, so I'm not really thinking about myself and food as much. I'm still eating loads, like, don't get me wrong, but I'm not taking as much time to make food, so I'm grabbing food, so I'm probably not eating quite as much as I normally do, but I mean I eat a lot, so I never go hungry. But I've gone down to around 9, 12ish, so I'm back in the 9s, but also don't forget that I was working out quite a bit and I like doing weights, so I definitely will have lost some muscle muscle because I'm not doing that now. And I do think going out walking every day is helping as well. So around 5 times a week, going for that quick walk, about 40 minutes. To me that's quick. If I didn't have the boys I'd go for a lot longer. And yeah, so I'm around 9-12, but I don't like weighing myself. I hardly ever weigh myself. I prefer to go on inches, how I feel, you know, how my clothes are fitting, that type of thing. Just find your happy weight. Like, you know, your happy weight needs to be the weight where you can still enjoy life. Like, I still have a beer if I want one, still have a gin, still have my grenade protein bars, still eat some of the boys' food. Like, I don't want to feel deprived, I don't want to feel restricted, because then you'll just end up rebelling. So that's personally how I am eating at the moment, and it seems to be going all right. Like, I'm happy. I'm not bothered at the moment what I actually weigh. So yeah, but to answer your question, I hope that answers your question. Right, I better stop talking now because we all know I like to talk, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up. That just helps to support my channel. And then underneath, if you could leave a positive comment, that would be fantastic, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Don't forget also, guys, when you're watching this, do a little screenshot, share it on Instagram and tag me, because I would love hearing when you're watching my videos, or seeing when you're watching my videos. And then I do like to often reshare those in my stories. So yeah, it's nice to chat to people from YouTube on Instagram as well. So yeah, take care guys, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.